Wagwan brother, welcome back to another installment of Edutainment, the place where you're laughing, being entertained, but most importantly, where you're learning something that you can apply to your own personal life and make it better. Do y'all know what month it is? Month of April, my birthday month. But most importantly, also, if you didn't know already, or a little reminder, it is the month of 420. 420, April 2020, get it? April 2020.
Ha ha, very funny, motherfucker.
But nah, real talk though, it is the month to, continue, celebrate your smoking habit, or to reflect and think about the cons and pros that smoking is bringing into your life. I'm just saying, right? I made this one video about the whole quarantine thing. Like, people were buying like before, I'm not sure where you are, but I'm in Ottawa currently. Various places in the world are going on lockdown, right? And in some places, the weed shops or dispensaries are considered essential, whereas in others, they're not essential. I don't know why there's such a discrepancy, but different strokes for different folks, right? So I made a whole video about a whole line of people in Canada, and the first one I saw was in the Netherlands, where people were lining up to go to the weed shops, right? And you would think depending on your health and where you are, health-wise, it definitely will be a necessity, right? But I just found it funny how I saw more lines for the weed shop than there were lines to go into a grocery store and stuff like that in some cases, right? So just funny how where people's priorities are at depending on how much money you have available and stuff like that. But I just wanted to share another story courtesy of Ted about his experience with quitting weed and understanding whether or not he was really addicted to it, right? Like I always say in every video, weed is not bad or good necessarily. It's just, what do you use it for, and how does it impact your life positively or negatively? Is it helping you make more money? Is it preventing you from making more money? Is it helping you continue to stay motivated in the gym? Is it keeping you health-wise? Like, what is the pros and cons, right? Before I get into Ted's video, 2 things that you must understand when and if you decide to quit weed. What is the pertinent personal reason that made you want to quit, first of all? And second of all, don't put weed as the focal point in your mind. Like, don't say, oh, I'm gonna quit weed. Don't say, I don't want to smoke again. Just focus on the new habit or the new thing you want to build, right? I'd rather focus on my business. I'd rather focus on becoming a better employee. I'd rather focus on becoming a better teacher, or I'd rather drink water. I'd rather go for a walk. I'd rather do XYZ. Don't focus on the weed. Don't focus on quitting weed. Focus on the new habit that you're trying to create. And Ted will detail his experience with quitting marijuana. So tap in.
What's going on, everyone? It's Ted Carr here. Happy 420. Hope you're inhaling that good, clean air, because air is what you really want to be focusing on in life. Without air, you're dead. Without water, you can go a week or so. Without food, you can go over a month. Without air, though, you're toast in a matter of minutes. Toast, dead. No one's gone more than 21 minutes ever before in the history of humans. But most humans can really only go for 5, 6, 7, 8 minutes without air, and then they're dead. So focus on the good, clean air rather than focusing on the smoke. If you focus on smoke, if you focus on trying to quit cigarettes or weed or whatever you're trying to quit, if you focus on that, you're going to get more of it. It's a paradox. If you focus on trying to stop something, it's going to stay in your life. Whatever you resist persists. So instead of trying to destroy these old habits, start cultivating new ones. Start focusing on health and vitality. Start focusing on the good, clean air. That's what you want to be inhaling, right? You're going to be inhaling something, so you might as well focus on good, clean air. Feels so good. The other day I went for a walk with Sarah. Yesterday I went for a big walk with Sarah. Yesterday we did a 12-hour audiobook walk. But the day before that, we did a 2-hour walk. And because we're so clean, our nasals are so clean, our nasal cavities are so clean, and our tongue is clean from eating raw food for so long, we can smell things so well. And so we were walking through the forest and we're inhaling these flowers and we're inhaling these leaves on trees and we're inhaling the bark of trees and everything just smelled so good. And we realized that not everyone can smell the way we smell, because a lot of people their tongues are coated in crap and they're inhaling smoke a lot of the time, so their just taste buds are completely perverted. But we were very, very grateful for how good everything smelled, and we were just getting super high on inhaling flowers. I used to smoke a lot of weed from age 16 to 19, I guess. So 3 solid years, not that long. I smoked it for 3 years, but I smoked it every single day. There wasn't a day that went by when I didn't smoke it. I tried to quit as well. I tried to just quit cold turkey, but I failed. I succeeded eventually, but I failed initially hardcore. I didn't sleep for 4 nights. I was going to high school at the time. I was like, I'm not addicted, I'm not addicted, I'm not addicted. And then I tried to quit, and then holy crap, the insomnia kicked in. I just couldn't sleep because I always smoked it right before I slept. So all of a sudden when I stopped smoking it, I couldn't sleep. And that sucked. It was a very, very difficult thing for me to quit. Not as difficult as quitting cooked food, but harder than anything else I had experienced previous to trying to quit weed. So it was a very addictive thing for me. I don't think it's addictive for everyone, but it was very addictive for me. Just like cooked food. Cooked food is not addictive for everyone, but it's addictive for most people who try to quit. But a lot of people don't even want to try and quit, so they'll never know. But for me, it was definitely addictive. And the thing that got me through it was weaning off, actually. So I went from smoking it every day to then vaporizing it every day. And once I started vaporizing it every day, I just stopped smoking it. I couldn't even smoke it after I vaporized, because when you inhale vapor, there's no smoke, it's just vapor. So it's a lot less harsh on the lungs. And when you try and go back to smoking after vaporizing, it's just so brutal. So I couldn't smoke once I started vaporizing it every day. And then on the vaporizer I could change the dial down. So instead of having like level 8 or 9, which is like a thick vapor, I could make it level 7 or 6. And the vapor was a lot thinner, more air-like. So I started inhaling the THC, the weed, at level 6, level 7, and then I took it down another notch. I went to level 5 and level 4, then level 3 and level 2. And at level 3 and level 2, the vapor is so thin that it looks just like air. It hardly looks like there's anything in the bag that fills up. But that was how I did it. I just weaned off. And then eventually I was doing it level 2 and then level 1. And level 1 is just basically pure air that tastes like THC. And that for me was almost like a placebo. Like, I didn't think I was inhaling much smoke, but I just got the taste of the weed, the THC. That was enough to trigger my brain into thinking, hey, you're getting some THC. You're all good now. You can fall asleep. That's how I did it. I just weaned off. And the reason I wanted to quit, I should say, what instigated this journey of me trying to quit weed was my focus on health. When you focus on something that you really want, you'll get it. And everything that's not conducive towards that goal, anything that's not helpful towards that goal, is going to get discarded. So for me, focusing on health and vitality and good, clean nutrition and living the healthiest lifestyle possible, that focus alone was enough to help me annihilate my addictions of weed and then eventually cooked food and things like that. That's how I did it, really. I just held the focus on health, and my cravings for weed went way down. It helped especially because I was kept weaning off the potency of the vaporizer as well. So that's how I quit weed. Now I do a lot of breath work. I like to do some Wim Hof style breath work where you inhale rapid in and out for 60 seconds. You actually focus on the deep inhale and you just let go. So like this. So powerfully inhale the air and then just let it out. You do that for about 60 seconds. And then after 60 seconds, you exhale everything. And you hold that for 45 seconds. And then after you hold that for 45 seconds, your body's completely empty. And then you inhale. And you hold that for 15 seconds. So you go rapid breathing, 60 seconds. Out hold for 45 seconds. And then in hold for 15 seconds. Doing breath work really changes your state of mind. It really changes my state of mind for the better. And it gets me thinking like, hey, I can change my state naturally just by inhaling air powerfully with this method. And there are a lot of people smoking weed right now to change their state of mind. People smoke weed so that they can be more relaxed or be more focused, whatever it is, or they smoke weed so they can fall asleep, or they smoke weed so they can ease their pain or at least feel better, relieve depression. And those are all reasons why I was doing it as well. But I found now that I don't need substance to change my state of mind. I can change my state of mind naturally with things like breath work. And I can change my state of mind naturally with things like fitness and meditation and doing this arm hold meditation that I like to do. So there are certain state changes that we can all do to change our state of mind, guaranteed for the better, every single time we do them. And we don't need substance in our life. We don't need an addiction. We don't need a drug to change the way we feel. Now, there are a lot of people who are going to say weed is not a drug, it's a plant. True, it's a plant, but people treat it like a drug. There are a lot of things in life that are treated like drugs, even food. You know, even cooked food. People treat it like a drug. It doesn't need to be treated like a drug. Cooked food can be treated sacredly and harmoniously. People can have a harmonious relationship with it, but a lot of people are abusing it. They're having it every single day for almost every single meal, and they're eating too much of it, and they're adding all sorts of condiments on to really excite their nervous system and excite their taste buds. But it's not necessary. Don't use it like a drug and take it every single day. I want to say that you can change your state of mind naturally. You don't need to be taking substances, and I quit simply by weaning off and focusing on health. So hope this video was helpful, and happy 420.
But yo, as always, I hope you all found this video informative, helpful. Hopefully you laughed a little bit, just a tiny bit, a small dab. Again, if you want to quit weed permanently, forever and ever, or just for a tolerance break, you want a more detailed, structured approach to do that, links in the description for all relevant material and resources. But God bless, much love, peace, and joy. Namaste, and always remember, if it doesn't feed you, don't water it, and too much of any good thing is good for nothing. Alright, bro. Deuces.
Fully watching everybody in my head, homie. There for me. Ain't that what you told me you was there, homie? Where, Brody? I was on the corner, no one cared for me. Feel like I'm dying inside, and I'm trying to